Hi, everybody. I have seen enough confusion on your faces that I decided to make a quick little video to help walk you through how to find these things on your computer. I want to make sure all of you guys know exactly where to access the program materials, the student handbook, the Head Start handbook, and everything. You were introduced to this in the beginning of the year, but there's a lot that happens at the beginning of the year. So I'm just going to do a little recap and also show you the new form that I created for you guys for Head Start. All right, so I'm going to, I think you can see my desktop. This is the, in your Blackboard, so this is my Blackboard. Yours may look slightly different. I've got a lot of classes I've taught, so that's why there's so much different here. But this is the class you're looking for right here, this Continuing Art 595. This is our program site. It's a very important site. It's where Head Start documents, forms, the manual, everything is, right? And hopefully all of you have been here, and this is just redundant, and I apologize if I'm wasting your time with that, but I want to just recap for anybody who might be confused, okay? So once you click on this class, and sometimes this sidebar does not pop open for me, but if your screen is sort of small, so if it doesn't, then you just click on this little arrow here. But in here, which you'll see, this is the landing page. The Head Start manual and the forms are over here to the left. So that's where you find the Head Start forms, and I've added in, I've updated, so please, if you're ever doing another initial consent form, use the new updated one here. It's got my name on it. And over here, the updated service summary consent form is the new form that I've created so that you can change your goals, okay? So you'll see it looks very much the same. I've just made a little more space on the page, moved things around just so there's more room. You want to go ahead and include the reason for referral, again, the name, the date of birth, and everything. You want to include whichever goals here in this upper box have been met. So it can be any one of these. It doesn't have to be all three. I mean, I think you really want to probably not move on past one, but you could still be working on number 2 or number 3 potentially, having completed goal 1. And so then you can kind of put that goal in the top, and then you could move the other like 2 and 3 down to the next box and then add on the new goal with that, if you want, if that's what you feel like is the best thing for the child. If the child has met all of these goals successfully, then you could put them all up there in the met box, or if they've only met 2 of them, you could do that. Like I said, I wouldn't be even thinking about redoing goals unless you have the child and you have worked out on number 1. That because you really want to have that rapport established. That's sort of especially important and required for everything else that you move on to. So once you do have, you are moving on to changing the goals, then your updated goals will go down here in this other box. As you see, I've sort of started a prompt for you. Started the format for you. You could just continue to fill it out. It should stay in that format, and like if you do 2 and then you tab in, should give you the ABC, but hopefully you guys can figure this out. If you need to make these boxes smaller or larger, your cursor here on the edge of the box will change the size of the box, as you see. And sometimes if it's not changing the size, it's because maybe you need to make sure there's no sort of spaces that have been typed in the box. Anyway, and so then that should allow you to keep things to a 1 page if at all possible. Then it pretty much is the same on the way down. I took the initial out and I just put, I consent to these services and put the signature there because the initial seemed redundant to me. And then have the date that the parent is signed. That's a new thing on the box. Another reason to use the updated form for an initial consent too, because the dated signature is something Tammy asked us to add. So please make sure that you're using that updated form. And you could tell it's updated because it's got my name on the bottom and it's got the date signed next to the parent guardian signature. Okay. Hopefully that takes care of most of your initial questions. And then remember that as you are updating goals or you're thinking about updating goals, here in the updated plan is also where you might detail if you are going to start putting the child in groups too. So you would add in here that they're meeting with you and peers. And then you can just sort of, I mean, I would just sort of add it right in here. And together they will use art and play materials to learn. And you could keep it pretty much intact. You would just add that extra piece. So if you are changing or if you're putting a child in a group, that's where you can put that change. So, and if you have updated goals, I want to see them, the first ones that you're doing, just so that it kind of is our opportunity for me to really help you specifically learn how to write those goals, okay? So, good luck, and you're doing great, and I look forward to talking to you more as you guys get into this part of your learning. All right, thanks everybody. Stay warm, and have a great rest of your day.